see Jim working on the snow every day.
He been watching us and saw me shoveling the snow, and that was Friday.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't know. We never saw any indication that he was in there at all.
It's possible.
You mentioned a means to an end. Did at any time he talk to you about why he was doing what he was doing?
Yes,
he had said, I just want to clear my name.
Quite a few times. He said, said, I don't have a problem with you, I just want to clear my name.
It seems like he chose you from watching.
I don't think so. Did we happen to be
No, I mean, we happened to walk in on him.
If it was the next day,
I don't think,
would have been walking.
I don't know. I haven't heard any reason why he would have been watching us prior to him being
sure he was watching everything going on around here.
I mean, it's up high, and, you know, we work actually from, you've all seen where the unit is. We work into every one of our units from that. It's kind of like an alleyway.
What kind of car did you take?
It was a 2011 Nissan Rogue.
Yeah.
Well, we don't really, we haven't really been told what's happened to it yet.
You talked to sheriffs?
Oh, yes, all day yesterday.
So how
and
did
some today.
Yourselves? You were able to get...
We didn't really. What we did is we kind of scooted down, and I went up and I grabbed the pillowcase and then pulled it off, trying to put my hands behind
it. I worked up and got it off his head.
And then she got her gag off, and then we both worked over trying to stand up.
He scooted over towards the bedroom door that he had closed, but he couldn't get up and couldn't reach. I mean, we were really bound.
Couldn't get it open.
He couldn't get at the
doorknob.
I was able to roll onto my knees and scoot over to the bed and actually get onto my feet. And like kind of shuffled to where he was and got the door open.
And they had a cell phone with you that you were able to call?
We had taken cell phones. We had cell phones with us when we went in. We always have our cell phones when we're working out on the property. Well, and but I actually thought my cell phone was still in my pocket when he had taken us into the bedroom. But while I was laying there, I realized it wasn't in my pocket. I mean, you know, like I could feel that it wasn't there. And so I thought, like while we were on the sofa, he had gotten it out of my coat pocket.
Oh.
So we have an in-house phone, but I couldn't get that to work, and I was just working from behind my back. And Jim scooted out into the hallway and told me he had actually hidden his cell phone.
When he down the stairs, I stuck my cell phone under the seat cushion of the couch. Hopefully we could get to it later.
But actually, I really couldn't figure out how I could get at the cushion and get the cell phone and work with it. But while I was trying to figure out how to do that, I actually looked on the coffee table, and he left my cell phone right on the coffee table, right there. And I sat down and was able to scoot around and work with it and call 911.
At the moment that you realized that this was Christopher Dorner, what went through your mind?
Thought we were dead.
Yeah.
It really is. Pretty scary.
I really thought it could be the end. I never even knew my reaction would be to run, but it was. I actually saw him quicker than him somehow, and
I was walking behind her, so she was blocking my view until she turned and ran. I didn't see his face, and then I saw him, and
we saw
exit. I couldn't get out.
We saw so many pictures of him, and actually while he talked to me, he said, "I know you've been seeing the news. I know you know who I am," you know, and was explaining occurrences like the boat incident that has been covered.
Did you talk about the officers who shot?
No.
Well, if you are just joining us, we've been listening to Jim and Karen Reynolds. They're the couple who were tied up in a cabin and held hostage.
Spoke anything against, you know, like saying I'm out after them, but he just had said, you know, you aren't like the people that...
Can you describe for us his demeanor?
He was always very calm. And you really could tell that he was professionally trained. Of course, we knew that too, but really the way he had us do each thing. It was really, the best word I can think of is very methodical, like, you know, do exactly this. He was able to wrap our hands and legs pretty easily with those, you know, where...
He was methodical with you. He was trained, as we know.
Yeah.
Did he appear, in your opinion, that he was carrying out a larger plan, or more that you had stumbled into him?
It appeared to me we stumbled into him.
Or that...
He didn't seem to have a plan
Yeah.
or something.
You know, I think...
Did he leave anything behind?
When we were tied up and laying there, we heard him stuffing something in a bag or a backpack
Yeah.
on. You could hear something being stuck in a bag.
Yeah, he was packing up while we were laying
So he packed
there.
up while we were laying there.
Any signs of food, wrappers that he'd been, you know, eating there, living there?
Yeah, now, the unit was not, like, real cleaned up when he went in either. You know, we were doing a whole lot of renovating. But,
There was a bag of carrots left in the
there were
refrigerator.
carrots in there. There was some milk in the refrigerator. But also, everything hadn't been cleaned out. So, I don't know if he brought those or if they were still in there, because we hadn't gotten upstairs yet.
Did he marks on your wrists? Did he seem
She does, I don't.
Can we see it?
Can we see these if they mark some?
No.
They're just little cuts.
He didn't seem tired or anything. You know, not to me, he didn't.
Not to put too fine a point on it, but where do you think the erroneous information about the housekeepers came from?
I think, this is really only a guess, but while I was on with the 911 operator, while we were in the room, right before when he was really on his way out for the last time, you know, like, he had already come in about the key, going out again. I knew he was still in the living room, but I heard noise, thumping, and our laundry room is right below that unit. He goes past it. It's at the landing. And I thought our housekeepers had just gone in there, and, you know, because I didn't know where exactly what units they were in, and I was scared that they were, you know, like he may have gotten them and put them in there doing the same thing or something going wrong. So I asked them to call their cell phone. When I was with 911, I asked if someone could call them, make sure they're safe, and I think that's how some numbers have come to 4 people out there, you know, but they weren't in there. The reason I heard the noise is because while he was with us, they were in the unit right beside us cleaning.
Now, did you have any guests in any of your units, or were you...
Not at the time that we were with him. We had guests all weekend, you know, through the whole weekend. But there weren't any, like, we had one guest the night before, but they were checked out before we had gone into that unit.
Did you have the working cable and the internet inside that?
Yes.
Yes.
So it is safe to say that he was watching us over there.
Water, cable, internet, TV, everything.
I never, 12 and a half years, yeah.
Do you live on the property as well?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he can see from
You
there.
can see command center from his vantage point windows. Did you ever say that?
He didn't say it, but
No, he didn't talk about all that kind of stuff.
About any of that.
No.
And again, just could you reiterate how long you think he might have been in there?
Well, just from him talking to us about seeing how harder workers we were,
Yeah.
and that we know it was at least through Friday when all that snow was there, because he kept talking about how hard we were working at clearing it and that kind of stuff. He never said anything like, oh, I just showed up after my truck broke down, and, you know, so we just don't have...
We just had to make a deduction, and he had closed from Friday, but maybe...
Well, we know, you know, it really sounded like from what he said, he was there for Friday.
There were no footprints going in or out, so he was there before the snow started.
You were about to make an observation about whether he could have seen the command post from that unit.
Well,
You say you could have.
I think so, yes.
Yes.
But I don't know if he was ever out there. We never even, like, stopped and looked at the snow. And or anything. We didn't look out on the deck.
Because your home is so close to the command post, did you just assume that there was no way he would be here?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
How long do you think from the time that you think he left, did it took you to call 911?
Probably 15 minutes.
Probably 15 minutes. It felt like 15 hours with him with us and 15 hours to get to the phone, but...
What time was that?
Well, actually, I only think it was 15 minutes from when he left till
We went in there
I got to
around
the phone.
12 and maybe a little before. But around 20 after when he called 911.
Get your hands up to your ear to talk on the phone.
I did, and I hit the speaker.
We couldn't move him.
Why did he leave your cell phone?
He didn't leave a note. There's been some assumption that he wouldn't want to be tracked, but I don't know why he didn't hide it or something.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And I kind of felt like he left it there for us. To tell you the truth, was just some comforting thing I needed at the time.
Well, why do you think he spared your life?
He very insisted
4 or 5
that
times, and he didn't have a problem with us. He just wanted to clear his name. He said, I don't have a problem with you, so I'm not going to hurt you.
So do you have mixed feelings about him?
Don't.
And if you had not called 911 with that vehicle description, he would have gotten away.
That's why we're trying very hard to get out there and call.
Yeah.
Make sure it
Did
didn't.
he ask you any questions? Did he try to get any information from you?
Well, he just asked if we had a car and where is it.
Yeah,
that
he asked
kind of
all
thing.
about our car and location of it.
All he asked really.
But no, I don't recall him asking us anything about anything else.
Are you hoping to get any of the $1 million reward?
Actually, I
Just happy to be
pretty
alive.
much, yeah. We're very happy to be alive and that the rest of our family is safe. And I've actually pretty much just heard that nobody is getting that because he needed to be captured and convicted and all, and it's, we didn't even think about any of that until sitting around the sheriff's station. We just started kind of joking about it, but
Do you think there'll be issues going back into that unit?
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
we're actually
Just get a feeling, emotion sometimes just comes over me when I look at that unit and think about going back in.
yeah.
I mean, over the years, there's been time when I go in a lot of times in the middle of the night or something, and you just get a strange feeling, and now it's going to be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Have you been back in since?
No.
How does it feel being back right now?
It feels great being out of our apartment for the first time since we got back from the sheriff's office.
When you called 911, what did you say exactly to 911 when you called?
I said, Donner is in, Donner tied us up and he is in Big Bear, and started giving our address, and he has taken our, I'm not really positive about any of this. You might hear a replay and it's totally different. But Kay tried to get the description of the car right away. I had no idea what our license plate was, but pretty much started with that, and then spent a whole lot of time trying to give her a description of where we were, because it's not an easy one to find. And it felt like forever too before they got there, but it probably wasn't that bad.
So, ma'am, there are marks on your wrist. Could you show us?
I don't know if you can see them that well. It's like really bad. That's the worst on the wrist. And then it's actually, they're getting better. And I have some around my ankles too, but I'm not going to show you those just because it's cold.
What time you guys got there, after the academy?
We think it was just a little bit after 12. We really weren't paying much attention to time at all.
We live here, so we're all over the place all day, so we really wasn't watching the time.
And it's not even always that he and I go into unit. I mean, rarely actually that we go into units. It was just that we were both happened to be needing to go in there for a reason at the same time.
Yeah.
So
How do you feel about yourselves? How long you've been married and how long you've owned the...
We owned this place 12 years. We've been married 36 years.
How do you feel about how it all ended yesterday?
I'm sad about the deputies, actually.
Yeah. We really want to extend our condolences to the deputies and their families and to their fellow officers. And we also want to thank all the officers who helped us yesterday. Even like when we were at the sheriff's station, you know, so many of them really weren't working with us, but all of them had a lot of comforting words to say, and it was just a really, that part was really a good experience for what we've been through. I don't remember the question.
How you felt about how it ended?
How it ended? I was actually quite glad that this can be over for all these policemen, and of course all of Southern California people being so fearful of this man being around. I didn't wish him dead, though, at any point. I really didn't. I prayed for him a lot, and I'm praying for his family now. And I don't know. It was a tough ending just from the beginning of it all to the end. It was awful.
Let me tell you names. I'm sorry for the redundancy.
My name's Karen Reynolds.
I'm Jim Reynolds.
K-A-R-E-N.
Yes.
And thank you for sharing your story, and we're sorry if we've added to your anxiety by being here. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And, okay.
Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Not too long. Welcome.